us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe.
I pray we'll find your light.
I pray we'll find your light
and hold it in our heart.
And hold it in our heart.
When stars go out each night,
Stars go out each night.
remind us where you are.
Remind us where you are.
Let this be our prayer.
Let this be our prayer.
When shadows fill our day.
When shadows fill our day.
Oh Lord, lead us to a place of mine.
Guide us with your grace.
Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. A world where pain and sorrow will be ended, and every heart that's broken will be mended, and we'll remember we are God's children, reaching out to touch you, reaching to the sky. Another soul to love.
Another soul to love.
Let this be our prayer.
Let this be our prayer.
Just like every child.
Just like every child
needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. Please to find a place. Guide us with your grace.
Give us faith so we'll be.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. I feel so low. I would like to welcome you all tonight. A special thank you before we get started to all of my Tea Time with Bunky subscribers. Thank you and welcome to all my new Tea Time with Bunky subscribers. Make sure you like, share, follow, comment, interact with us. Tonight's special episode is with Tameka Harris. For those that don't know, she is a sister of missing woman Shaniece Harris, who has been missing, which is crazy that we have this show tonight because originally it was scheduled down the road, but an opening happened. I asked her to come on tonight, not realizing that it was 3 days from her sister's missing anniversary. So interact with us tonight. I'm not going to do too much responding because this is about her tonight. If you know anything, I say this all the time. If you know something, say something. It can be anonymous. You can tell what you want. But we have to get her family some kind of answers. Tonight we're having my sister's keeper on. I don't even know where to really begin with this. So we're going to bring on Miss Tameka Harris, who's telling her story. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Thank
How are
thank
you?
you. Listen, like I told
Ooh.
you, if at any given time you need to
Hmm.
stop, then we will stop. I want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. Um, I appreciate you. Like I said, you and your family are always in my thoughts and prayers
Thank you.
because I can't imagine. And thank you for trusting me with this.
Thank you. Thank you for providing a platform.
Absolutely. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. To get the word out. So first let's tell the people a little bit about you.
So my name is Tameka Harris. I am a singer, songwriter, a model, um, just an overall performing artist. That is just what I know my calling is.
Hmm.
Um, the stage is home. Uh, Outside of that, I'm a mom. I'm a daughter. Um, I'm a sister. I,
It's okay.
you know, it's kind of crazy because I did say yes, and I didn't realize, like you didn't realize that it was like right before the 5 year anniversary. And I
Right.
don't know why this one seems so hard. It seems so hard.
Hmm. Let's bring it back a little bit. Let's bring it
Hmm.
back. Um, you are you're the oldest of um. There's seven of you total.
Yes, yes, there is seven of us total. So we are a blended family. My mother had four daughters,
Hmm.
and that was me, Shaniece, Latoya, and Shantae, and that was our birth order.
Okay.
And then my dad has his three children, which was Christina, Thomas, and Josh. And when they got married, I mean, we were always called the Brady Bunch growing up
Right.
because there was always so many of us.
Hmm.
Like I remember going shopping with my mom, and it was easily $1,000 one grocery trip. It used to be crazy, but it was so
Yeah,
much fun.
that's a that's a lot of money. That's a
It's
lot
a
of
lot.
kids.
It's a
That's
lot of kids.
so to say the least. There was never a dull moment in your house.
No, never, never. There was always something going on. If you were bored, it's because you wanted to be.
Right. And so you're the oldest in order. Are you the oldest, including your dad's kids? Are you
Yeah, yes. I stayed the oldest.
okay?
When we became blended, I still remained the oldest. And Christina is my dad's oldest child. But we've
Okay.
always had a great relationship. And just, the motto in the house was there's no such thing as steps. We
Right.
didn't believe in that, right? We were very blended. And as much as that could be, um, we were just, always together, always hanging out. Everybody knew who we were.
Right. Eh,
It was like a gang, your own little personal gang, your own little
yeah.
clique.
So tell us a little bit about, if you can, as much as you can, tell us about your sister. Tell us about tell us about Shanice, because the goal is
Hmm.
to give her to get away from the picture, because
Yeah,
everybody sees the picture, but they don't know the person.
right.
I don't know the person, so I want you to let me know the person. That makes
If
sense?
I could, yeah, if I could explain her in one phrase, it would be life of the party. she, everywhere she went, it was always a good time.
Mhm.
You know, there was never a dull moment. She was kind.
Mhm.
Um, she loved the elderly. She would stop everything to literally, and I know it sounds cliche and like really, but she really would. She had such a heart for the elderly,
Mhm.
you know. She was a good sister, but like all siblings, we all argued. We all squabbled. As my dad used to say, we were all our own separate countries. Going to war.
Yeah.
Um, but it was
Siblings.
good. It was still good. Like there was never a dull moment.
Mhm.
And if Shanice popped up, she would usually seek me out. I know there was a couple of times I would have uh, we had a business party, Christmas party, and I know a lot of my New Hopians would know this that she would crash
Oh,
those.
they were the best parties. They were the best.
Yeah, but she was always crashing those just to find me, and then it would turn into like an even better night.
Mhm.
So it was worth it. It was so much fun just being around her.
The memories.
Yeah, it's always laughed. We were always laughing, always laughing. There were serious moments. I started going to college as an adult, and Shanice was still trying to find her way, and she would have long talks with me
Mhm.
about, her future goals and things. She wanted to make an impact.
Mhm.
She wanted to, and she struggled. She really wanted to, though.
Mhm. Okay. Just by looking at her pictures, just by looking at her pictures, she looked like you said, the life of the party. She
Mhm.
looked like she liked to turn up.
Mhm.
Um, and it's not cliche saying that, she loved old people no, because not everybody is that person. So it's really not.
Mhm.
That's one of her characteristics, which is a great
Right.
thing. Now,
Yes.
you told us about the adult Shanice. Now, what was it growing up with little Shanice when you guys were little? Since she's number two in line.
It was a lot of butting heads between us
Mhm.
growing up. There was a lot of love, but there was also like a lot of we're very close in age, so a lot of people don't know that we're Irish twins. We're
Okay.
actually we are the same age for about 3 weeks. I was born on February 27th, and she was born on Groundhog's Day, February 2nd, the year after. So we had that little gap in between that we were the same age. And I feel like during those moments, that's when we really recognized and got closer. But
Mhm.
usually, like growing up, we were good, but we tend to do our own things as well.
Yeah.
I know she was very good with her friends. She was very close to her friends.
Mhm.
Shanice was the type of person, she kid Shanice was the type of person, she was always bringing her friends home, and somehow they always ended up living with us. I don't know how, but they always ended up like what's more, one more mouth to feed type thing. But she was usually bringing in those troubled teens. You know, they would seek her out,
Mhm.
and she would usually try to find refuge for them, and most of the time it would be in our homes.
So she had a helping heart. She has a helping
Oh
heart,
yes, oh yes, oh yes,
and apparently the people are drawn to her.
absolutely.
Okay. So we're getting ready to talk about when this nightmare began. Okay.
Okay.
Um. Now, from everything I've seen and I've heard your mom say, she was really, really close with your mom.
She was.
She was really close with your mom, and
She
your
lived with
mom.
my mom at the time of her disappearance.
How did you? Because your mom was on vacation, right? Your mom
Hmm.
was on vacation. How did you realize something was? When did you realize that something wasn't right? Like what?
So on the morning of May 29th. I uh I got a text message from her girlfriend
Mhm.
at that time, and it said Shaniece never came home that t last night, and it's, I couldn't pinpoint it, but I knew this wasn't good. Like I immediately felt like it wasn't good because my sister is not the type of person to stay out of the house. She likes to be in her bed. We were raised very traditional. We don't spend the night at nobody's house. You go home where your bed is where you're at,
Yes.
right? So for me to get a text message stating that my sister never came home last night and knowing that, her girlfriend was a little bit of insecure type, so
Okay.
I don't, you understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
totally get it.
understand how, if
So she
she
was,
left at 8 p.m., yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was just weird to me that I would get that message at 9 a.m. Um, so it just so happened that morning my washing machine broke. So I had to go to Home Depot to purchase another one. And at that time, I had called my dad. He was the first person that I called because I
Okay.
wasn't sure. First, I tried to call Shanice a couple of times. I looked at her Snapchat. I was, blowing up her phone like anybody would. Um, when I wasn't getting any answers, I called my dad and I asked him what to do, and he said, call the police department. It is at that time when I called the police department that I asked how to start filing a missing persons report. And I was asked, what time did she go missing? It was at 8 p.m. The last time she was seen was at 8 p.m. Yeah.
Now she was seen by the girlfriend.
The girlfriend. She left the house. She was
Hmm.
home with the girlfriend. I
Okay.
went over there earlier that day because it was Memorial Day
Okay.
weekend. I asked Shanice if she wanted to have a cookout, but she was adamant. She didn't want to have a cookout or anything like that. She just wanted to relax.
Hmm.
So that's fine. I didn't push the subject, but I remember before I left, I said to her, I said, just stay home tonight. I don't know why. Just stay home though. You know what I mean? If you change your mind, I'll come over and we can, start up the grill or something.
Hmm.
Um, it was just normal conversation. So apparently she left at 8 p.m. and yeah, 8 p.m. on the 29th. And with her girlfriend being as insecure as she was, I don't understand why, if my sister left at 8 p.m., I got a text message at 9 a.m. It just doesn't make sense to me.
And I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask you if you had a relationship with her and the girlfriend in the way that she would
Hmm.
randomly would she text you like that? Like, do you know where she is? Have you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very young love type-ish. You know what I'm saying? No judgment, but very young love type-ish that
Insecure, that insecurity.
absolutely.
Okay.
So that's why I was baffled and I was like, I don't understand. And so I had called the police station. They asked me when the last time she was seen. I said at 8 p.m. on the 29th, which was the day before. And I was told that I had to wait 24 hours in order to file a missing persons report. So I had to wait. At least I thought I had to wait. We're finding out now that that's false information. When I went to the sheriff's department at 8 p.m. on the 30th, I was asked I was asked why I waited so long to report my sister missing.
So wait, who told you which was the first department that you went to?
The police department,
Monticello PD?
Monticello, yeah, Monticello PD.
And they told you to wait 24 hours and the sheriff's department said you didn't have to wait 24 hours.
They asked me why I waited so long.
Oh, okay. They need
Right.
they need to communicate. Okay.
Um, so we had already lost 24 hours at that point, and then I had to call my mom.
All right.
Yeah.
In Florida.
She was in Florida at the time. Yeah, she was on vacation. And it was, yeah, it was an experience. I always say it like this. That day when I told my mom that Shaniece went missing, I I kn- I knew I lost my mom. Like for me, I took two hits, right?
Hmm.
Because I lost the mom that I knew.
Okay.
Now, because I'm a mother, I understand to a certain capacity because I've never gone through this,
Right.
right? Um, but as a daughter, I understand in a different way as well. And I don't blame her, but outside of finding out that my sister was missing, that was the worst moment because I felt like I killed her, with
Hmm.
the news.
So is it like,
So
uh, so I don't understand. So is it like a guilt feeling because you had to tell her, or
I don't accept guilt from this because I don't feel like I did
yeah,
anything wrong.
you absolutely did not. You absolutely did not.
But I think sometimes it is a thought in the back of my head. What could I have done differently?
There was nothing, nothing that you could have done. This is not this has nothing to do with
No,
you know.
and I
So
know,
don't.
and
But being a big sister, being a big sister, I get
yeah.
it. I get. Well, I have not a clue. So don't please don't think I'm saying I know how you feel
No, no,
because
no. I understand what you mean, though.
the big sister protector part.
Yes, yes,
That that
absolutely.
part I get. I totally. And I'm so sorry. Um.
Yeah, it was just, it's more of a feeling like why was I wish I could have been there. You know what I mean? Like had I known, I know things would have been different if the news would have got to me in a timely manner. But like I said, I really don't. I when this first happened, I knew that I couldn't accept any of the guilt from this because I knew I didn't. I did what I could.
Yes, you did. Yeah. So please, whatever you have to do to get that out of your mind, get that out of your mind. Get. We all have those coulda, shoulda, woulda moments. If I
Right?
would have known, I would. If that wasn't what you guys, if you weren't glued to the hip every moment of every day anyway, you
Yeah.
know, that you know, don't. So please don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I
Now,
think sometimes I struggle because the month prior, her and
okay.
I got into an argument and we didn't speak for the whole month of April. And that's
Hmm.
why I try to really get across to people like you should be open.
Hmm.
Like don't go to bed angry because you don't know when things are going to change. Thankfully we made up before she went
Hmm.
missing.
That means a lot. What you just said,
Hmm.
and you may not realize that. About the arguing and not speaking or whatever,
Hmm.
because it happens. It does. It happens, and I can tell you from personal experience that you go through things with your siblings because they're your siblings, and
Right.
then you don't speak, but you don't think
Hmm.
that something's going to happen.
Right.
you know so
Right.
so don't, please, I'm trying to stress you, don't. But
Absolutely.
and if that's a learning thing for anybody, I'm applying it to myself also,
Hmm.
that you got to try to fix when something is wrong, and I commend you guys for that. You did fix it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, throughout all
Um,
this time, has anything you guys heard anything
her
like
car was found shortly after her disappearance,
how long?
but I think it was the very next day,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
Um, and but they say they have suspects in mind, but they can't share information. And it's just it for the last 5 years, it's been the same thing.
Mhm.
That's what it feels like, right?
Mhm.
And I understand it's an investigation because you can't share much.
Right.
You don't want to mess up the investigation. I understand that. But it's hard to walk through this and not know anything. Not even know if the ball is rolling.
Are they communicating with your mom at all? The
I would
police?
So to be honest, what I know is that they've recently started again, but there was a long moment of silence,
Mhm.
you know.
Right.
So I don't know where they're at on that right now. But I do know that they started communicating again. Shaniece has a billboard up now on 17.
I've seen it.
Mhm.
I've seen it. It's a big billboard. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, this sounds like the communication part, like
Mhm.
Stacy. I don't know. I'm sure you've heard of Marvin Gibbs.
Mhm. Yes.
Like with Stacy, like I grew up with them. I grew up with
Right.
them. And for years she said her mom didn't hear anything. That's why I asked you, is there any communication with the police, even if it's nobody else, just at least to your mom and your dad?
I feel more often than not they tell me no,
Okay.
you know. Um, After they came back from Florida, I kind of just stepped back, as far as the investigation was concerned. I
Hmm.
stepped back, um, and I allowed them to deal with it because mentally I just couldn't.
Right. Have you spoken to anybody? Have you seen a therapist or anybody? Are you talking about it?
Am I talking about it?
Right.
No, but I am looking into therapists now,
Okay. 'Cause
and
it's
that's something that's been recent, a recent discussion in my friends group, which
mhm,
is good because they're pushing me to grow, right? They're pushing me to heal
mhm,
so that I can grow.
right. It's talking, talking about it helps you process. The
Yeah.
more you talk about it, you can talk about her and what's going on without being so sad, you know.
Hmm.
Even though like now, like you have no clue what's going on, you don't know. But talking, like
Yeah.
that's always my thing. I don't know if it's just because I love to talk or what it is, but I found that talking helps the process. It's helping you process it.
Right.
Now, have any of her friends, anybody that she knows, anybody, because somebody we don't want to talk about because it's not new, but it is
Hmm.
new.
Right.
Um, don't want to
It's
hinder the investigation, but
no, it's just strange with the amount of people that she knew, the amount of people that come forward. It's virtually no one. And when I say Shaniece could have been the mayor, seriously.
mhm,
Anywhere she went, she always knew everybody.
mhm,
So the fact that no one knows anything
mhm,
is crazy.
yeah, because somebody knows something.
Hmm.
Somebody knows something, and my thing is, would they want their family to go through what you guys are going through? You wouldn't wish this on anybody.
Never. Not even on my worst enemy.
Right.
The thing about the when someone goes missing is, I think the hardest part is just not knowing. You don't know if they're dead, you don't know if they're alive, eating, drinking, taken care of. Your mind, if you allow it to, can wander and make 1,000 case scenarios.
Right.
You know, and that's what's hard about it. Remember, when I was speaking on ambiguous loss, people don't understand when you're suffering from ambiguous loss, which is, the absence or my situation, my sister being missing. So she's absent her body, but presently she should be here. And in my heart and in my mind, she's still alive, right? Because I haven't seen a
Absolutely.
body. I haven't seen anything to say anything different. All I know is that she hasn't come back. And that's
Right.
a problem.
Right.
So with ambiguous loss, the person is not there physically, but mentally they're here.
Right.
And that's hard. It's hard when I go to this local steward's shop to get a coffee and I turn around and there's a picture of my sister that wasn't there the day before.
Hmm.
You know, the families that go through this, they don't know what their triggers are going to be until that's actually happening, and then you have to kind of figure it out. I would never wish this type of mental turmoil on someone because it's not something that I readily think of every day, right?
Right.
It's not something that I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, oh my God. Because, my mom, I know that that's where she's at. And that she should be. That's her baby, right? I have other responsibilities, but I do love my sister, but that's not my
Absolutely.
first. Yeah, that's not my first priority. And when I get to sit down and I get to think about her, I'm able usually to prepare for that. But when you're dealing with ambiguous loss, when you're dealing with the missing, you don't know when you're going to see a trigger or
Right.
experience a trigger. It could be a song, it could be a picture, it could be anything.
Right.
And the families that are left behind are stuck in this repeating the same day over and over and over again. It's crazy to me that Shaniece was born on Groundhog's Day. If you ever watched the movie Groundhog's Day,
Yeah.
I would say that that's what you could compare living life with a missing person, a missing loved one is. It's literally living the same day over and over and over and over. It's like you're trapped
Hmm.
because you want answers.
I hope somebody who knows something is seeing this. I really, really, really do. I, I now let me ask you, because no, you should not think about this every second of every day. Is torture. That's a tortured life. But to go into, like you said, a stewards, right? And
Hmm.
what was there 2 days ago, 3 days ago, yesterday wasn't there. And you turn around and unexpectedly you're hit with this because especially you're on the internet, you're a singer, you're in the light. So you're everywhere.
Yeah.
When her face pops up at you and you're in public, how does your mind wrap around that? Do you know, or does it just go into autopilot? Like,
Ooh.
because that's,
This is what happens.
and people need to know. People, they do. And I can't say I'm sorry.
No, it takes a second. It's like a punch in the stomach, and you just gotta stand, embrace, and take a deep breath because you're like, okay, this is happening.
Mm.
You know, I will tell you the story when they first started placing her billboard up. I was actually working when I saw it. I
Did
was
you
on the
know?
highway. I didn't. I didn't. No, that was hard because it was so unexpected and so big. Like, you know what I mean? The size. I was just like, there was no missing it. And usually, whenever I take, so now I've come to the point where whenever those triggers happen,
Mhm.
what I try to do is I try to take a deep breath and I'm like, she's here with me in this moment. So if you follow me on any type of social media, I try to be very candid with those moments because I feel like people need to see those type of moments, right? So I'll take a picture of the missing poster with my cup of coffee and I'll say very bluntly, I guess my sister wanted to meet me for coffee,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes. I- Your children, how old are they?
18. My oldest is 18, so I have 18, 14, 11, 10, and 9.
So they are all very aware.
Yes. Yes. I would say it has affected them. Um, you deal with a lot of anxiety.
Understandable.
Um, I didn't I didn't realize the effects it had on my children though until recently because of the anxiety. You know what I mean?
Your anxiety.
Yeah, my anxiety, their anxiety. I didn't think it was anxiety, right?
Hmm.
I didn't realize that I was having panic attacks because I'm insecure now and sometimes I get really scared being outside
It's understandable.
because I don't know what happened to my sister. So if because I don't know what happened to my sister, like I got watch my back,
Hmm.
you know?
Do you and your children ever talk about it? Because you're you're a mom of teenagers.
5. Yeah. Um, we do. I would say some are more open to talk about it than others.
Hmm. Out of
Um,
protection, you think it's out of protection for you? They're trying to protect you.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I'm okay with them being emotional, and I feel like they're okay with
Hmm.
being emotional in front of me.
Hmm.
Um, I think because they haven't fully processed it yet. It's still like I would say my oldest in particular, I feel like it's there, it's had its effect, but it's still processing. He's still processing this because he was so close to her.
Right.
He was so close to her.
Yeah, you guys
Like
definitely
she,
talk.
yeah, she used to take him shopping. Like she did all his clothes shopping. I didn't. I just gave her money and she would yeah, go do auntie things. You know, he get taking him for haircuts and everything. So
Hmm.
it's a whole the whole family suffers the loss.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know.
Yes. And people, they need to understand this. This is, it's like yelling from the mountaintop.
Hmm.
See her, see the pain that this family, because everybody that has somebody missing, it's that missing part where you don't know. There are
Hmm.
people connected to them,
Right.
you know. So this act is so selfish and it's just evil. It's the evil of the world. It's the evil of the world.
Hmm.
Because to do this to a mother and to a family, let all these years go by and nobody's saying anything where somebody
Mm-mm.
knows something, Like that's a problem because they have a family. They have a
Right.
mother, sister, grandmother, auntie. Somebody brought them in this world,
Hmm.
like that's the problem. That's
I think that's the hardest part too. One of the
right.
hardest parts is, there's a lot of devastation left behind. But as Shanice's sister, I think the hardest part, and I know it would break her heart, is like watching how it affected my mom. You know,
Yeah,
it really it took a toll. I mean, and why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it?
right.
You know what I mean? Why wouldn't it?
It's yeah, yeah, mom. That's watching your mom, watching her posts. It's like
Yeah.
it's really you feel if you feel those people out
Mhm.
there, there's no way
Mhm.
you cannot feel what she's going through. There's no way. There's
Absolutely right.
there's no way. Um now the the person she was involved with when this happened, are you guys still in touch with her?
No, no. She stayed around for about 6 months, and then after that, she kind of just disappeared. She left. She moved out. She lived with my mom, my parents for six
Mhm,
months after my sister went missing. But then after
mhm.
that, she left, and nothing,
No,
nothing.
no. Have you heard anything?
No, not anything. Actually, when my parents moved, and they were going through Shanice's things, they found out that she took a lot of her stuff actually. So it's strange.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Suspect. S-
Exactly.
Suspect. I'm not calling her a suspect. I mean, the behavior is very suspect.
It's sus.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Uh, I just can't get over the fact that after all these years, you guys haven't had any like leads, and I don't want you to talk about it really
No, absolutely.
because I don't want to mess up the investigation, and I want people that know anything.
Mhm.
Please contact the police. Contact them. But yeah, it seems like she had a lot of friends. Like you said, a lot of people knew her. Um, so somebody knows what was going on. The fact,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Apparently she was out with friends that night. If she was out with people who knew her, why don't they know what happened?
Exactly.
That's very strange.
It's very strange because so if she was out with friends, she probably drove somebody. Because there's always a friend that does not drive. There's always that one friend that does not
Hmm.
drive. That's why, let me tell you, that's why I don't really call people friends.
Yes.
I'm very careful who I call my friend. There's an associate,
Hmm.
we're cool. I say we're cool, you know.
Hmm.
But to call you
Hmm.
my friend, especially watching things, you know,
Hmm.
and I learned a lot learning more from Stacy about Marvin's case, especially when I first met
Right.
her. There was stuff that blew my mind, you know.
Hmm.
So I'm like, what? These were his friends, like
Right.
this was his
Right.
girlfriend. I'm like, this is really not cool. This is not cool.
No, and it's crazy. It's crazy when you finally see it because you're just like, how did you not see it before?
Right.
The true characteristics of these people. It's sus to me. I always think it's sus that I got a text message at 9
Yeah. Or if she
a.m.
was not accusing, I don't know who this person is, not accusing her or anything like that.
Hmm.
This is my opinion,
It's
which
just right.
my opinion. Um, the fact that she was so insecure and Shanice went out at 8 o'clock. All those
Hmm.
hours went past. I'm like surprised she wasn't blowing your phone up. Have you heard from your sister? Where's your sister? All throughout the night. And then they do those
Exactly.
angry texts. So I'm
Hmm.
surprised it it just doesn't sit right. It doesn't.
Nope. And it never did with me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's an unfortunate event. It's so sad,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. And I can't say it enough. I really don't wish this on anyone.
Mm-hmm.
On anyone. You know? I can't imagine.
Now, I see you're a big exercise workout person.
Oh my God, I love
Did
it.
Now, did this become more of like your outlet during all of this? Was this your way to release?
I think so. So, um, let's talk about after, a couple years after, Shanice is reported missing and things are starting to die down. I realized that I'm letting myself go. Um, so it was bad. I was drinking a lot to cope, and I gained a lot of weight from alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. One day I woke up and I was like, I can't do this no more. I gotta change.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get my mind right. And my mind right turned into, well, I want to move my body.
Mm-hmm.
I want to move. I want to move. So I spent all of last year, all of 2021, developing the discipline of working out.
Discipline. I don't have a workout discipline. What does that look like? What is the workout discipline?
A discipline? Oh, it's just that I'm going to show up. Like what I mean by the discipline is like I'm developing my self-discipline,
Okay.
right? I'm no longer like I'm focused. I'm telling myself what to do. I'm no longer allowing my emotions to control and rule me.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So what would Shanice say about this? Would she laugh at at your discipline? Wish.
Absolutely not. She would be in the gym with me.
Oh,
She actually started working out before she went missing too.
mhm,
She was starting working out and everything like that. She was big. She used to like to jog and everything.
mhm.
But I think what I do now, I think she would totally love it because I like to lift weights. I like
Oh,
to, give me something heavy.
so you're not more cardio, not more.
No, oh God, I hate cardio. I'm working on it. I'm working on getting more cardio in, but
Mhm,
cardio is a struggle. But I will go in
mhm.
and just start lifting everything. I don't know why. It's fun for me.
Okay, it's your treatment. It's your exit
Hmm.
from everything that's going on.
Hmm.
That's your ex. That's good that you have an outlet,
Yeah,
a positive outlet, a positive
absolutely.
that's not destroying your body.
Hmm.
That's really good.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't. I don't know. You're doing well right now. This was going to
Yeah.
be a little. I thought it was going to be a little, a lot harder,
Yeah.
a lot harder, but I think you're doing good. I think you know, you're, you know, you're letting people know about your sister.
Yeah, I want
Like,
them to
what do you
know
want?
that she was fun. She was a fun person,
Hmm.
you know? She was a fun person.
Right,
She was amazing. She was always the life of the party. You'd never have a bad time with her.
and she's not just a picture.
No, she's someone's daughter. She's someone's sister. She's someone's aunt, someone's uncle.
Hmm.
Well, not uncle. I mean, she would have been all right with that. I'm not joking. She used to celebrate Father's Day, like for herself. So, which I all love. I love her.
But she didn't have any kids, right?
With a previous, in a former relationship, she did nurture
Oh, it's
a
like, okay,
child.
a
Right?
nurturing parent. Okay, like she never
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
had
No, no,
kids.
no, no.
Okay,
She just nurtured, so she
and
would
so she
celebrate Father's Day.
I'm not mad at it. I'm
I'm
not
not either.
I'm not mad at it. Man, we have like 10 minutes, which is plenty of time for you to discuss, talk about what you would like to see happen. What do you want? What do you want people to do? Like, what is your, besides come forward and give the police what they need? Like,
Right. What do I want? I want to see change. I want to see real change. I want to see change in the form of helping those who are dealing with unresolved grief because
It's his grief.
as
You are grieving.
yeah, and I want change as far as remembering the families. We have to turn and really start supporting these families who are going through this. That's why I shameless plug too. Hope Alive 845 was
Hmm.
actually developed because of my sister going missing, and they
Hmm.
help families with that who go deal
Missing.
with missing people,
Right.
missing persons. So we need more of that, though. We it's an absolute need. We need more of that for the families that are going through it because there's this space where you just don't know, and you literally rely on those around you for a
Hmm.
time period, right?
Hmm.
Especially initially. It's like, what do you do when someone goes missing and you call the police and they tell you that you should wait 24 hours? What do you do when you know that you know that you know that something's absolutely wrong?
Hmm.
You know, you would go to a place like Hope Alive 845.
And that's
But
not
we
a
need
shameless
more.
plug. It's not a
No.
shameless plug.
But
We
that's what we need. We
do.
need more
Right.
support for the families because it's hard. It's such treacherous work. It takes a toll on their physical, on their mental,
Hmm.
you know. And as you can see now, everybody's talking about mental health, mental health, mental health. But it's a real issue,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they
and we
do
need
great
to.
work. They do great work.
Yeah.
Hope Alive. Yeah, they do. So shout
No,
out to
absolutely.
Hope Alive 845. Yeah.
So that's one thing that I would love to see happen.
Hmm.
And I do know that there's more agencies developing. They're
Hmm.
in the mix and they're developing, and that's awesome. And we should support them. Um, honestly, I want the case to be solved.
Absolutely.
I want to move on with my life and not move on like that because
No,
how do you ever move on? But like
right.
I need
You
to
want
know.
answers. You need answers.
Yeah,
Right.
I need to know like why. Why? I just want to look the
Why?
person in their face and say why. Just why?
That's simple, right? Why?
Yeah, that would be the only question that's all I want to know.
Hmm.
I don't care about anything else, just why.
Right.
You know? Like what was the reason for all of this pain?
Right.
Was it stupid? Like, we don't even know.
Hmm. And that the cowardly, it's cowardly because all you want is a why. All you want is a why.
You
Nothing,
know,
nothing is deserving.
mm-mm,
Nothing, nothing. And I don't care, but nothing is deserving of such an act as this, where there's just so much destruction left behind. There's so much
right,
devastation left
right.
behind, you know, if they could just answer why. Why?
I know that I'm going to get those answers one day. And the reason why I know that is that when this happened and when I opened up that text and I read that message, this is going to sound crazy, but I am a believer. I heard audibly, be still.
Won't he do it?
When I said I read that, that's why I knew it was
Look, I
different
just
and I
got
had that
chills.
feeling.
Just got
But
chills. Yeah.
when I opened that up, I heard audibly, be still. And I just want to encourage those who are going through a really difficult time in their life right now to just be still. Just be still. Because we can't get our grounding if we're not still, at least for a moment. This world is designed to distract us and to keep us busy from those things. And yes, I've fallen into those paths, but we have to learn how to just be still.
And that's hard for a lot of people to just be and to go through what you're going through right now and to just be still. And for people that don't understand what that means, because people are, what do you mean be still?
Right,
Be
right.
still because at the end of the day, for those at the end of the day, this is my show, guys. Don't come for
Hmm.
my head because I really don't care. Be still because you know God is going to work it out. You're going and you're going to be
Amen.
in the midst of it, and you're just going to mess it all up. As
Hmm.
my grandmother would say, "Was don't come out in the wash, come out in the rinse." At the
Right.
end of the end of the day, whoever did what they did, or it's
I've
gonna come
already
out.
been promised. No, but I've already got that promise. That's why I have no. That's why, like, I've been quiet for so long. And yeah, I'm doing the things that I need to do to work on the back end
Mhm.
right now. But that's why I've been quiet for so long because I heard that, and to me, that's a promise.
That's a
If I
promise.
ever heard one, if that's a promise, it's so much of a promise. I got it tattooed onto my hand, so when I pray, I know when I put my hands together, I need to be still. Don't play with me. I got a word,
Yes.
and I know. And whoever did this, just know, touch not thou anointed.
Yep. Do my prophet no harm. That's what the word says. It says it.
And I know for a fact that this is going to come to an end. But we would rather you come forward.
Because
But if you don't, yeah,
you
it
were
got.
bold enough and big enough to do it. Now why you hiding? Hello. That's how
But I know at the end of the day, this case will be solved. I know it. Oh, I know it. I have my moments. I have my moments where I get lost in it because I gotta feel it. But
yeah,
at
yeah,
the end
yeah,
of the
yeah.
day, I know. I know that I know that I know that I know because I got a promise.
And you got to promise as soon as soon as you got the bad news, you got the promise.
I
Now that
did.
right there, even though you don't know when, because we don't know the
No.
time, the day, the hour, but you just got the promise, and you got to
Hmm.
stand on the promise. You got to stand on the promise. I love it. I feel good for you for that. That makes
Thank
my heart
you.
feel good. It really does. Um, I want to thank. Well, no, before I let you go, because we have 2 minutes. You, you're a musician, right? You're a songstress.
Hmm. Yes,
Are
I
you
am.
working like on any music? Is there any plugs? Anything you want to?
I'm working on some stuff. Actually, so I'm gonna be in Newburgh Illuminated, excuse me, coming up on June 4th. I'm
Hmm.
gonna be modeling in that. That's a modeling event. But if you go and follow Hope Alive 845, we have a couple of events that I will be singing at. So definitely follow them, get their information, and then you can follow my page T for Tameka, to stay updated with my stuff. I'm not saying what I'm working on. You'll
Right.
just have to
Have
follow
to
me and
watch
find out. Right, you'll have to follow me and find out.
real quick. How was the modeling? That was with Indigo, right? That was
Yes,
Indigo.
yes, 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 yes. It's so fun. I love it. I love it. That's my
What?
crew. Indigo, Solea. I love them. Those are
And
my girls. Even VVC,
I don't know who that is.
Vanessa. I don't know. You'll have to see. I'll send you something for
Yeah,
her.
because I first saw all you guys for the first time at
Mhm.
the event in November.
Yes, the
The
business
women
event,
empower.
the
Yes,
business brunch,
that was
the
my
women's
first.
brunch.
Yeah, so
Nice. Shout out to
that,
Nye.
yes, shout out to Naya. It's because of her she brought everybody together. And so
Yes.
that's how I
Hmm.
got familiar with you wonderful ladies. You wonderful ladies.
Yeah,
So
and I'm so happy.
I'm happy to I'm so happy. And I'm praying for you guys. It's 8 o'clock. I'm praying for you
Thank you.
guys. Um, and just keep the faith. You have the promise. Just be
Hmm.
still. And For those, like I said, it's on the bottom. If you have any information, contact Sullivan County Sheriff's Office at 7-845-794-7100. Um, any information, you guys, come on, you got to do better. You got to do better.
Yeah.
Um,
Somebody knows something.
somebody knows something. And before I let everybody go, I had Viola Cooper on from HARDD, um, having a real diagnosable diagnosis. I met her also at the brunch. Just want to let
Oh,
everybody know
nice.
I got her book. It came in, lost and turned out. I got it last night, and I am almost done. I'll be done with this by tonight. When I say it is good, it is lost and turned out, the diary of that child. So I'll share my review with you guys. I'm telling you, go out and get it. This is just the introduction. She said this book was the introduction because I was
Mm.
asking her all these questions. And part two, which she's working on, which will be out, gives the answers. So to me, yeah, I'm telling you, I met some amazing.
Cool. I need that. No, no,
You
that was an amazing event, though. It really was a great
it
event.
it was a great event, and I can't wait for the next one. I can't
Absolutely,
I
right?
can't wait for the next one. Right. So you stay strong, stay good,
Thank you.
keep. If you ever need an ear, I'm an ear. I'm not
Absolutely.
okay. You guys, thank you for coming on tonight. Next week, I had the Too Humble. No, not Too Humble. I'm sorry. Too Humble's coming on, but in the studio with the Rec Boys next week, next Thursday, Shad and Chris. So they'll be on
Mhm.
next week. You guys tune in. Make sure you tell a friend, tell a friend. Keep the Harris family and everyone that is dealing with missing a
Yes.
loved one. Keep them in your prayers. Because we don't know what they're going through. We don't know what you're going through. But we're praying for you. We're
Thank you.
gonna keep hope alive, because at the end of the day, any answer is better than no answer. Any answer
Absolutely.
is better than no answer. So
Absolutely. And thank you for all the support. Seriously.
look,
For to you and to everyone who's continued to support us throughout this journey. You guys, really, seriously, there's no words. There's no words. Thank you.
I wish I can do more. I wish I can do more. I wish I could drag the person to the police
I
department
know.
and make them spill everything, but prayer works. Prayer works.
Amen.
Okay.
Thank you, Bunky.
You're welcome. I appreciate you. And thank you again
I
for sharing
appreciate
and
you.
trusting me with this. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.